Psalm number 1. Psalm number 1. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Some people see the Psalms as a book of praise. Like Psalm 103, he says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name." He says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all of his benefits." Psalm 34:1, he says, "I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praise shall continually be in my mouth." I think they make the correct statement that the Psalms is a book of praise. Some say that the Psalms are a book of prayers. All kind of prayers. They're imprecatory prayers. When the saint has sinned and his spirit has been soiled, you can pray Psalm 51. "Have mercy on me, O God, because of your loving kindness. According to the multitude of your tender mercies, blot out my transgression." You can pray verse 2 where he says, "Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity and cleanse me from my sin." You could pray verse 12 where he said, "Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation and uphold me with thy free spirit." You can pray verse 10 when he says, "Create in me, O God, a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me." I think they're right. It's a book of praise. It's a book of prayers. But I come to tell you it's also a book of principles. Just in the door of the Psalms, we get Psalm number 1. There's not a lot of hoopla. There's not a word that'll shout you. It's a word that will shape you. And the psalmist said, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful." He says in verse 2, "But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate both day and night." And then he says in verse 3, "That man that loves the word, that meditates in the word, that watch his company, watch his counsel, and watch his conversation," he says that he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of the water, who bring forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. I believe verse 4, 5, and 6 is just a contrast to keep us on the cutting edge. I wish I had somebody. He says, "But the ungodly are not so. They are as the chaff which the wind driveth away. Therefore the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish." I want to teach a lesson that I'm calling Success God's Way. I wish I had a witness in here. And my dears, I'm going to be tabernacling in this text for the next 3 to 5 weeks because I've found 15 facets that gives us a formula for favor from our God. At some point I want to talk about, yes, the contentment of the successful saint, because he said, "Blessed is the man." And then the conduct of the successful saint, because he said, "Who walketh." And then I need to talk about the counsel of the successful saint, because he says, "Blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly." But then, my dears, I need to talk about the companion of the successful saint, because he says, "And who standeth not." I wish I had somebody. He says, "And not standeth not in the way of sinners." And then, my dears, we need to say a word, because we're church people, and church people can be some of the meanest and messiest people. We need to talk about the conversation of the successful saint. Somebody say amen. Well, my dears, and then in the next set of 5s, we see the confidence of the successful saint, because the first clause of verse 2 says, "In his law," he said, "but his delight is in the law of the Lord." Somebody shout delight. And then we look at the contemplation of the successful saint, because it's in his law doth he meditate. Somebody shout meditate. You see how you see life determines how you soar in life. Whatever occupies your head will dominate your habits. And so every believer would do well to develop a life of meditation where he or she is thinking constantly and intentionally on the Word of God. Somebody shout glory. But not only your confidence and your contemplation, but there's a word about the continuity of the successful saint. You see, we're not going to get where we're going if we're hitting and missing. I wish I had somebody. I'll never lose these extra 50 pounds if I don't work out every day. I talk back to being here. I'll never get my glucose level down if I eat right once a day and don't be consistent. We got to continue. We got to keep on pushing, keep on praying until something happens. And when it comes to the Word, don't read it just to get ready for Sunday school. And don't break your Bible out just when the pastor takes his text. You got to meditate in that Word day and night. Somebody shout, I receive that. But then there's the character of a successful saint, because verse 3, Miss Ernestine says that he shall be like a tree. I can't wait to get to the tree, because I'd rather be like a tree. I wish I had somebody than like a dumb sheep. I'd rather be like a tree than like a mean wolf or an angry bear. I wish I had somebody. A tree grows down because he rooted. He grows up because he reaches the sun. He grows out because he got some branches. I wish I had somebody. And he grows forward because he bears some fruit. God help me be like a tree. And then I want to say a word about the comforter of the successful saint, because it gives us a metaphor. That tree is planted in the rivers of water. I can't wait to get there. I'm going to show you in John 7:38 where he says, whoever trusts in him, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Oh God, I feel it in here today. Then, my dears, the next set of fives, I'm just introducing the series. And Success the God Way is the contributions of the successful saint. Pastor, we can grow mega churches with 15,000 members and never make one disciple. You can build a business that revenues $4 million a year and never make one disciple. Oh, I wish I had somebody. You can have a blissful marriage with 12 healthy children and never do what God called you to do. We have assignment from God, and the assignment requires alignment so that we won't waste the one life that God has given us. Oh God, I wish I had a witness in here. On the contributions, he says he shall bring forth fruit in his season. But look at the charisma of the successful saint. He ain't happy based upon what's happening. He says his leaf also shall not wither. The devil is a liar. You think a small crowd gonna quiet me down? He got another thing coming. If you think problems and pressures gonna stop me from praising, he got another thing coming. If you think sickness in my body gonna make me sit at home and mope, I wish I had somebody. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. Matter of fact, I've been praising him all morning by myself. I want to invite you. Psalm 34:3. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Have I got a witness in here? And then I want to talk to you. This is just a little street, but it fits the outline. I want to talk to you about the come up of the successful saint, because he says, God said, I didn't say it. This is not the gospel according to Reginald. God says, if I watch my counsel, watch my company, and watch my conversation, if I work my contemplation, he said, I'm going to be like a tree. He said, I'm going to be planted in rivers of water. I'm going to bring forth fruit in my season. He said, ain't nobody going to be able to kill my shout, because I wish I had somebody, my leaf won't wither. But God said, whatsoever he doeth. Listen, these churches got to grow. We got to stay down till we come up, because if we do it according to the book, oh, I wish I had a shout church in here. It's going down. We're going to come up, because God always fulfills his promises. Somebody shout, I receive that. And then in 4 through 6 we get the contrast of the successful saint. I don't want to say this too loud, but sometimes you can watch your daddy and learn who not to marry. Sometimes you can watch how your daddy don't do your mama and know how to treat women. Oh, I ain't got no help in here. Sometimes the best lessons in life is when you learn what not to do. So if he went left, you go right. I wish I had somebody. If he hit her, you caress her. I wish I had somebody. If he took from her, you give to her. Talk back to me in here. Don't be talking about I can't have a good marriage because what happened in my home. No, what happened in my home driving my marriage to this day. I wish I had somebody because I got to think for my own self. I got to act for my own self. And I got to face God for my own self. I don't care what my mom and dad and brother and sister and auntie and uncle did. The devil is a liar. I don't believe in generational curses. It's just generational influence. And when I get this word in my spirit, I'm going to get that word in my space. I didn't mean to cut up like this. And the contrast, the ungodly are not so. I hate to bust your bubble on this high note, but if you ain't saved, you're going to bust the bottom out of hell. The ungodly are not so. They are as the chaff which the wind drive away. Can I tell you something? If you ain't saved, you unstable as water. You are weak as water. Any strong wind will blow your life apart. And I ain't telling you if the storm come. I'm telling you when the storm comes. Because there's 1 or 3 people, you either in a storm right now, just came out of a storm, or watch out, you're on your way to a storm. The contrast of a successful saint. Oh, I'm going to try to get to teaching, my dears. But look at the creator of the successful saint. Hey, when you get to verse 6, he said, for the Lord. Oh, God, I could preach that right there. For the Lord. I wonder how an 8th grade dropout get 4 college degrees. For the Lord. I wish I had somebody. I wonder how somebody who was most likely not to succeed got $1 million potential. For the Lord. How's she going now? They saw a lump on her chest. When they come back, it was malignant nor benign. Somebody shout for the Lord. I wish I had somebody. My auntie fell out at work one day. Went through surgery the next day. Before I can get to see her, my other auntie called and said, she at home. How did it happen? It was, oh God, I wish I had somebody here. The creator of successful saint God is in control of your life. I don't care what you've been through, what you're going through, or what the devil got planned for you. Isaiah 57, 54 and 17 said, no weapon that's formed against you shall prosper. You heard about what Nicholas said about you. Every tongue that rise up against you in judgment, you shall condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord of hosts. Somebody shout glory. Can I teach just a little bit? And so the first movement in this message is the contentment of successful saints. Now the term says, he says, blessed. Oh God, I wish I could talk to you. The word is Esther in the Hebrew. Blessed. It's the highest form of life. It means a combination of prosperity and happiness. Now see, that's what I really want. Because some folk got money, but they don't got the motivation to spend it. They got Sealy Posturepedic California king-size bed and can't get no rest. I wish I had somebody that got 4 and 5 cars in their carport and in their garages, but they don't feel like going nowhere. Oh, I wish I had somebody. They go into parties every weekend, but they feel alone in a crowd because they don't have real prosperity and happiness. I need to tell somebody, your self-worth ain't determined by your network. I need to tell some young person, don't go to school so you can be somebody. Go to school because you already is somebody. I wish I had somebody. Contentment, blessed is demand. Now listen, I've seen that same term in the New Testament. It's not Esther, it's Makariah. Yes, that's when Jesus uses it in Matthew 5. And so contentment is portrayed in the New Testament as a state of being. It's a state of freeing, and it's a state of seeing. Oh God, I wish I had teaching time. State of being. Matthew 5, 1 through 12, he says, seeing the multitudes, he went up into the mountains. When his disciples came unto him, when they were set, he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, verse 3, he said, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. He said, blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are they that hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. He said, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall see God. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall be called the children of God. He said, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake. He says, blessed are you when men shall revile you and say all manner of evil falsely against you for my sake. He says, rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward. I teach this in another piece. But in verse 3, he's saying we ought to be humble, poor in spirit. In verse 4, he said we ought to be hurting because he said we ought to mourn. In verse 5, he says we ought to be harnessed because he said blessed are the meek. In verse 6, he says we ought to be hungry because he says blessed are they which hunger and thirst for righteousness. Then he said we ought to be harmless because he said blessed are the peacemakers. I got news for you. He said we ought to be holy because he said blessed are the pure in heart. But then he also said that we ought to be happy because he said rejoice and be exceedingly glad. Now I can't be all that. I can't be humble, hungry, harnessed, helpless. I wish I had somebody helpful, harmless, and holy. I can't do all that by myself. But if I get in Jesus and Jesus get in me, I begin to live in a state of being. You know, I'm getting cooler the older I get. I look at some all hell breaking loose and I said, this too shall pass. I wish I had somebody. Everybody turn it back on. I said, and we know all things work together for good. When the chips are down and the bottom falling out, I shout out, nay, we are more than conquerors through him that love God. When somebody cuss me out, I tell them I'm praying for you too. You know, I'm on some real stuff. I'm like, no, you don't put your hands on me. We don't got to, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. I wish I had a witness in here because something on the inside is working its way on the outside because I'm living in a state of being. I'm not flogging with you, but I'm broker than the 10 Commandments. But at the same time, I'm richer than the banker. He worried about how he gonna pay his mortgage. I just write the check. I wish I had a witness in here because the God I serve ain't failed me. I've been walking with him 24 years. I've been preaching for him 23 years. I've been leading churches 14 years. I wish I had a son. I've been raising a son 19 years. I wish I had somebody here. Me and my wife coming up on 4 years. I've never been hungry. I've never been naked. I've never been outdoors. Always had more than what I needed. Because there's no secret what God can do. What he's done for others, he'll do for you. It's a state of being. But listen, it's a state of freeing. There's some folks around here 30 years old looking 53 and looking 63. That's called stress done messed them up. I wish I had somebody. You got rich folk like Don Cornelius who started Soul Train, who had all kind of TV deals and record deals, and folk had to buy tickets every time they come. The stations had to pay him to play Soul Train, where folk ain't doing nothing but dancing and solving a puzzle. And just in the last 5 years, depression got the best of him and he killed himself. God have mercy on his soul. I wish I had a witness in here. I'm trying to tell you, you can be up and down at the same time. Yes, you can be in and out at the same time. I wish I had somebody. You can OD on drugs when you got enough money to buy the drugstore. I wish I had somebody. That's cause they are not free. I wish I had a witness in here. There's a lot of African Americans are not free. I mean, they're not in the county jail. They're not out at the penal farm. They're not up the road at the penitentiary. But the enemy got the shackles on their mind. They believe they were born for nothing, that they'll never be nothing. And so all the stuff they do is nothing. The devil is a liar. Somebody ought to claim it today. It's stopping with me. I wish I had somebody. Everybody else might have went to jail, but it's stopping with me. Everybody else might be strung out, but it's stopping with me. You see, what happens is, I need to say this to some of my young men, because you know, like big money, big man. I wish I had somebody. If you got a big whip, you get some bad women. Come on, keep it 100 with me. I mean, if you got the glitter and the gold, you can have the girl in the gal. But I need to tell you, money ain't everything. First Timothy chapter 6, verse 6 says, godliness plus contentment is great gain. He said, we came into this world with nothing, and it is certain we shall leave with nothing. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. For them that would be rich have pierced themselves through with many sorrows and many snares. He said to Timothy in verse 10, but now, O man of God, flee these things. Follow after righteousness, after goodness, after faith, after temperance, and after meekness. He said, don't chase paper, I chase personality. I wish I had somebody. Don't chase money, I chase materiality. I don't chase cash, I chase character. I wish I had somebody. Don't chase loot, chase the Lord. When the Lord is all you want, it frees you up. I hope my church gets big, but if it don't, I ain't gonna be ashamed to go to the big revivals. I wish I had somebody. I hope I do get on Word Network, but if I don't, I ain't gonna feel small around the bishops. And you don't make me feel small, cause you got $2-3 million in a car that I can't pronounce. You put your pants on one leg at a time. When you bleed, you bleed red blood. Just like I do. Ain't no big eyes in little you. You ain't no more man or minister or mate than I am. Somebody say amen. God need to touch some woman who don't value her husband because he's a school teacher or a police or a fireman. I wish I had somebody because he worked for the electric company. He's a ditch digger. I wish I had somebody in here. He owns a car wash and you got wondering eyes because another Negro got paper. Ain't no telling how much hell you got to put up with to get your name on his checking account. Honor God for your man. Tell God, thank you for one that'll get up 6 days a week, clock in early, come home late and still ask me, do I want something to eat? One that's trying to give me something and ain't trying to take nothing. It frees you up. Oh, I wish I had a shout church in here. It's a state of being. It's a state of freeing. Watch this one. It's a state of seeing. What I'm saying to you, your perception determines your position. Your perception determines your posture. Your perception relegates your peace. My wife says it's all about perception. Oh God, I can't tell this story. I've known a woman used to talk about our neighbor. Say, oh, I'm tired of her putting up them dirty sheets. She always washed them sheets, hand wash them. She ain't using enough bleach or something. She constantly hanging up them dirty sheets. And then she tried to talk to her husband. Said, every time she hanging up them sheets, you looking out that window. She dirty or she's dirty too. I wish I had somebody. And then the husband went and got a bowl of water. He put a little, dishwashing liquid in it. And then he wiped the windows. He said, baby, come look at the sheets now. She said, that heifer got them white today. He said, mama, she said, baby, they been white. You were looking through a dirty glass. Oh, I wish I had somebody. Some of us will never be successful successful. Some of us never be satisfied. Some of us never be surrendered because we're looking through dirty glasses. We got the wrong lenses about the situation. Hebrews 13:5 says, let your conversation be without covetousness. You know what covetousness is? That you always want something. And then you don't just want something, you want what somebody else got. I wish I had somebody. I don't like how your gal look. I like your gal. I wish I had somebody. I don't like the kind of car you got. I want your car. I talk back to me. If I was a pastor's conference, I don't like the church building you got. I hope something happened to you so I can get the church building. Let not your conversation be with covetousness, but be content with such things as you have. For God has said, I'll never leave you, nor forsake you. I wish I had somebody. See, it's all about who with you. See, I'd rather have favor than finances, because finances don't always take care of it. I wish I had somebody. When your dream is big, your dream always outweigh your bankroll. And you need some favor. I wish I had somebody. When your insurance only goes so far, your insurance can't get you all the health care and the treatments that you need. And you need some favor. I ain't got no help in here. When the habit is bigger than you ever experienced, I wish I had somebody. Your money ain't gonna get your son out the streets. Talk back to me in here. Your interventions ain't gonna get him out the streets. And you need somebody. I wish I had somebody that can reach way down and pick you up from the guttermost to the othermost. He says, I never leave you nor forsake you. And then in verse 6 he said, therefore we may boldly say, I will not fear what man shall do unto me, for the Lord is my helper. I wish I could minister to somebody, because somebody going to court tomorrow. Somebody is going to be suppressed by a sinful supervisor. I wish I had somebody. Somebody may be going home to a mean mate or a messing member. I wish I had somebody. If I was with some preachers, I said, you got to meet with them devilish deacons and them tricky trustees and them mean mothers and them messing members. But you got to remember that when you go into that meeting, the Lord is my helper. I will not fear what man shall do unto me. Now, I don't want to lose my job, but I ain't scared to lose it. I don't want to lose my church, but I ain't scared to lose it. I wish I had somebody, because the same one that brought me here take me to my next destination. Somebody shout, I receive it. It's a way of being, of freeing, and of seeing. I guess I got to get out of here now. I got happy. I wish I had a witness here. That's the counsel, that's the contentment of the successful saint. But then, my dears, what about the conduct, yes, of the successful saint? He said, blessed is the man that walketh. I'm going to sign off on walk. You got a few things on the screen about walk. I wish I had somebody. Let me bag up to walk so you can get your notes. Conduct, you got to walk by faith. Romans 1:17 said, the just shall live by faith and not by sight. I wish I had somebody. When it comes to vision, if the leader can't see it, the people can't be it. But when it comes to your venture, you got to be it before you can see it. Oh, I wish you received that. You walk by faith. You walk in the newness of life. I wish I had somebody. In Romans chapter 6, verse 1, he says, shall we continue in sin that grace might abound? He says, God forbid. How can we that are dead to sin live any longer therein? He says, what know ye not, that we which are baptized into Christ are baptized into his death, therefore being buried with him, just as Christ was raised from the dead by the glory of of the Father, even so we should walk in the newness of life. God helped them saints to say, I've always been like this. I've always been a cusser. I've always been a fighter. I've always been a thief. Because you may not know Jesus. Because when Jesus gets into your heart, you might not be sinless, but God knows you'll start to sin less. You might not reach perfection, but God knows you're reaching for perfection. So there are several ways to walk. Walk by faith. Walk in the newness of life. He says walk in honesty. And it's a hard one for anybody, because if a 2-year-old knock over a glass and you watching him knock it over, and you said, Junior, did you knock that glass over? Junior gonna shake his head, and Junior gonna say no, and he gonna say it with authority. You see, that little toddler is a sinner. He's born in sin, and he's shaped in iniquity. In other words, his first recourse is to lie. You know, I got some members tell some unnecessary lies. I wish I had somebody saying I hate about lying. You got to remember the lie you told. You got to tell a lie on top of it. Then you got to tell a whole new set of lies to cover up them lies. I wish I had somebody in here. Romans 13 and 12 says, the night is far spent and the day is at hand. Let us cast off the darkness and put on the armor of light. He said, and walk in honesty, not in rivalry and debauchery and rioting and in drunkenness and wantedness. In verse 14 he said, but put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ and obey not the lust of the flesh. I got to get ready to leave you here. He said, blessed is the man that walketh. I wish I had somebody, but he walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. It's not just a walk, it's a stand. He said he standeth not. I wish I had somebody in the company of the wicked. It ain't just a walk, and it ain't just a stand. It's where you sit, because he said he sitteth not in the seat of the scornful. Oh Lord, my grandmother, God rest her soul, passed August 24th in the year 2000. But my big mama said, if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. She said, baby, if you ain't praying them up, you ought not talk them down. Did you hear what I said? She said, sugar, if you can't help them, don't do nothing to them. I wish I had a witness in here. I come to tell you, it's coming up again. What you say about other folk, and life will make it real about you. You got to be careful where you stand. Young people, bad company corrupts good character. And young people, if you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. I wish I had somebody. Young people, birds on a feather, they flock together. And your environment tends to shape you. I wish I had somebody, but then you got to watch who you listen to, because they're telling you all kind of self-help, all kind of get-rich schemes, all kind of psychology and sociology to flip with that mess. If you can't show it to me in the book, I wish I had a witness in here. Then don't show it to me at all, because this book, I wish I had somebody. 1,189 chapters, 31,214 verses, 773,746 words, and every word in that book comes to pass. Oh, to have me a witness here. The old preacher used to say, I'd rather be standing on the word than to be standing in heaven or standing on earth, because Jesus said heaven and earth shall pass away, but our Lord's word, I wish I had somebody, it shall stand forever. Minister Renita, the word today was success God's way, because he says if you meditate day and night, you're going to be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, who bring forth his fruit in his season. His leaf won't wither, and whatever, I like that, whatsoever he does, it shall prosper. I wish I had a witness in here. In other words, you got to follow the instructions in order to be successful in life. You got to follow God's instructions. Did you hear me? I got to leave you, saints, but I heard in Jackson, Mississippi, they had an academic contest. They had 32 boys, 17 years old, graduated from high school, and they said whoever scored the highest on this standardized test, they get a full 4-year scholarship. I wish I had somebody. 31 of the boys had 3.8s or more. Did you hear me? Just by the grace of God, a black boy, I wish I had a witness in here, down from the bottom, had a 2.5, but somehow he got in the contest. And then the instructor says, I want you to read the instructions really clear. Sign your name, date your paper, and then turn it in. Did you hear me? Read the instructions very clear. Sign your name, date the paper, and then turn it in. I wish I had somebody. That old boy from Jackson, Mississippi, he read the instructions, he signed his name, he dated the paper, he turned it in, and then he sat down and broke out the Jackson Times. And them smart boys were saying, this Negro crazy. He's reading the paper with a scholarship on the line. 4 hours later, they said, we got an announcement. The grades are already in. Somebody said, we didn't use Scantrons, and you didn't put it in no machine. The woman said, no, you failed to understand the instructions. All you were supposed to do was sign your name and put a date on it. Ooh, I wish I had a witness here. I know you're dreaming for something. I know you're asking God for something. And you ought to write it in your journal. Get you a black page, sign your name, and put the date on it. And you pass that wonderful test. I got to leave you here. Are you going to trust God? Are you going to follow God? Are you going to believe God? Are you going to have expectation in his God? I wish I had somebody, because he's able to do anything but fail. Won't he do it? I wish I had a shout church. He will. And I got a witness in here. Won't he take care of you? I heard Stillman Martin said, be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will take care of you. Beneath his wings of love abide. Hey! God will, won't he take care of you?